Hello, hello. I'm Erin Cookston. Thank you for joining me today for this really nice, kind of spicy heat building practice that is all focused on core stability, strength, and alignment. So we are going to be using 2 blocks for this practice, so definitely grab those, have them near your space, and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and we'll dive on in. All right, let's begin lying on our backs. So take your time, lie all the way down on the ground. Excuse me, Ellie. And we're just going to take a moment once you lie on your back, relax your arms, relax your legs, close your eyes. And I want you to do the best you can to just focus on your breath for 3 really clear, deep breaths. Nice and simple. And this is just giving you a moment to settle into your practice space, to your personal space, to being more present and clear with your body and your mind and your whole energetic system. Now with your next inhale, I want you to go ahead and circle your arms up and overhead, so you just stretch out through the whole body. And as you exhale, bring your right knee into your chest. So once that right knee comes in, we're going to twist the right knee over to the left really gently. Go ahead and shift onto the outer left hip, and then open up that right arm out to the right and take one nice deep breath, really expanding and lengthening that right side body. And it's totally nice to keep the eyes closed for now. So you just follow along with my voice. Come back to center on your back, straighten your right leg down, circle your arms up and overhead, take a big breath in. And exhale, bring your left knee into your chest. Same thing on the second side. So we're going to twist the left knee over to the right. You're going to roll onto the outer right hip, just very gently. Open the left arm out to the left. And just take a deep breath into that whole left side body. Very, very good. We'll come back to center onto our backs. You're going to straighten your left leg down, stretch your arms up and overhead. Take another big deep breath. And then bring both knees into your chest. Happy baby pose. So reach for your feet. If your feet feel a little far away today, you can always hold your ankles or the backs of your knees. You just want to let the inner thighs widen. Let all those muscles around the base of the pelvis, the inner groin muscles, the low back, just everything kind of widen and release. And just continue to open up into your breath. One more breath. Good. And then we'll bring the knees back into center. You're going to rock yourself all the way up. And we're going to come to sit on the buttock bones with the knees bent and the feet ahead of the body. And you're going to place your blocks on the flattest level, just by the sides of your waist. So they'll be right on the flattest level by the sides of your waist. And then bring your hands to the backs of your knees, your thighs, and just sit up tall. So try to pull length up through the front of the torso, widen across the collarbones. Zip your belly button in towards your spine, so really waking up the core abdominal strength here as you then lean back enough so you can float your feet up above the mat. And just like take a moment, so we'll take this kind of smooth and steadily. You just want to make sure that you're not rounding your back and kind of concaving the chest and the tummy, you really want to try to keep length through the front of the torso. So what that will feel like is it'll feel like you're kind of pulling your knees more towards your chest as you're then lifting the center of the chest upward, and then the abdominals, all the muscles around the core of the body, the abs, pull in and support that lift of the chest, and also that proximity of your legs being close to your spine. Lift your shin bones up till they're parallel to the floor if you can. Arms extend forward. We're going to hold for 3 breaths. And you just try to keep things really calm and collected. So there's a smoothness that we're trying to create to this abdominal strengthening practice here. 1 more breath. Okie dokie. Cross your right ankle over your left ankle. You're going to touch your toes down to the mat, just your toes. Plant your palms flat on those blocks at your sides, and then lift up through the center of the chest. Press your arms straight to lift your buttock bones up away from the mat. Continue to pull the belly button in towards the spine. 1 more breath. Good. We're going to lower, bending the elbows, lowering the buttock bones down, uncross the ankles, lift the shin bones, lift the arms forward. 4 deep breaths. Try to stay with me on this. Again, you're trying to keep your thigh bones close to your spine. Keep lengthening up through the torso like you're kind of floating your chest away from the floor or from the ground, and then cinching in right at the abdominals to keep the legs supported, to keep the spinal column supported. 1 more breath. Okay, cross your left ankle over your right. This time, hug your knees in. Do not touch your toes down to the ground. Plant your palms flat on the blocks, and then using the strength of the arms, press your arms straight to lift your buttock bones up away from the mat. Hold here for a breath. And then using the strength of the arms, you're going to bend the elbows to lower the buttock bones back down. Uncross your ankles, shins lift, arms forward. 4 deep breaths. So really diving into focus and connection to the body, even as intensity builds and there's a shakiness that kind of creeps into the body as it engages. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Stay with me. Right ankle over the left, hug your knees in, palms down on the blocks, press the arms straight, lift the buttock bones up, hold for a breath. Gently lower down, uncross the legs, shin bones lift, arms reach forward. 4 breaths. Razor sharp focus. So you keep everything connected, everything kind of coming along together. You can do it. 1 more breath. Left ankle over the right, knees hug in, hands down, lift up. And lower all the way down. Whew. Go ahead and press your legs straight. Just wiggle out your legs. Move your blocks to the front of your mat so that they're there when you need them. Just take another breath. Good. We're going to shift on to our hands and our knees and just come right into downward facing dog pose. So take your time. But see if you can really thread into the posture. Excuse me, Ellie. See if you can thread into the posture, that awareness of how your abdominals really support the length of the spine, even when you're upside down like this. So the chest is lengthening away from the hips. You're still cinching in through the core of the body. Engaging the legs, but now pressing your thigh bones away from your belly button. 1 more breath. Very good. Return down onto your hands and your knees. And just check back in with your hands. Make sure they still are directly underneath your shoulders when you lower down. Press the palms down flat. Pull the abdominals in. Keep the arms, the shoulders steady, and then step your right foot back. Ground the ball mound of the right foot down. Very lightly, delicately, step the left foot back to plank pose. And we're going to hold here for 5 breaths. So keep the gaze soft, unless you want to close your eyes. Continue to lengthen the center of the chest away from the hip bones. So you get length in the spine, and then cinch in around the low belly, the abdominal muscles, the navel. Firm up through the legs. Try to press your heels back without pulling your shoulders out of alignment with the wrists. Now next inhale, you're going to pitch your weight forward so the shoulders are going to bypass the wrists without collapsing down through the midsection. Go ahead and lower halfway. Keep the elbows in and the abdominal strong. Push back up to plank pose as you breathe in, and go to downward facing dog as you breathe out. 2 deep breaths. Very good. Walk your feet forward to meet your hands. Separate your feet hips width distance. Arch up with the flat back as you breathe in. Make sure you straighten out your legs. Forward fold, exhale. Come all the way up to standing. Big breath in. Arms circle up. Palms to center, exhale. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, straight legs. Gently step back to plank pose, so stack the shoulders directly on top of the wrists. Pull the abdominals in, so you're sitching in right at the midsection. Take another big breath in. Press back to downward facing dog, and just make sure that your heels line up with your toes, your feet are still hips width distance, and the palms are flat and grounded. Now next inhale, shift forward into plank pose and hold. Without disrupting the strength of the arms, without disrupting the stability of that left leg, next inhale, I want you to just hover that right foot up away from the mat. Keep breathing deeply, keep the gaze soft and steady. Take 1 more breath. Now you're going to choose to either stay here, or next inhale, pitch forward on that ball mound of the left foot and lower halfway. Keep the abdominals lifting in. Push back up to plank pose as you breathe in. Right foot down, downward facing dog, breathe out. Come forward into plank pose as you inhale. Stay with me now, hold steady. Abdominals in, left foot lifts. So it just hovers a little bit away from the mat so that you're not throwing your weight to the right to counterbalance. It's just a little bit of a change in the lower half. Either stay here or inhale, pitch forward, lower halfway as you exhale. Push back up to plank pose, breathe in, left foot down, downward facing dog, breathe out. Take 1 deep breath. Excellent. Walk your feet forward to your hands. Arch up with a flat back as you breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Come all the way up to standing as you inhale. Sit into chair pose, exhale. Bend the knees, sit the hips down. Inhale, arms reach up. Forward fold, exhale. Twice more. Inhale, chair pose. Make sure the weight is more towards the heels of the feet. Exhale, fold. 1 more time. Inhale, chair pose. Pull your belly button back and in towards the spine. Exhale, fold deeply. Inhale, flat back, straight legs. Step back to plank pose as you exhale. Now inhale, pitch forward, lower all the way to your tummy as you exhale. Keep the toes tucked under, press straight up to plank pose. Breathe in, go to downward facing dog, breathe out. Now feet together, right leg lifts as you breathe in. Hug your knee to your chest as you exhale. Inhale, extend up and back. Keep the navel in towards the spine. And then exhale, really hug in, knee to the chest. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Knee to the chest. Now stay with me. Inhale, extend up and back. Now touch your right knee to your right upper arm and hold for 2 breaths. Keep the gaze soft and steady and the left leg straight and strong. Next, inhale, extend up and back. Now right knee to the left upper arm as you exhale and then hold there for 2. Inhale, extend up and back. Open up the hip as you exhale. Take a deep breath. Right leg straight, square off the hips. Step the right foot forward between your hands. Spin your back heel down. Keep your feet hips width distance. Back leg is going to remain straight and strong. Right knee stays bent and tracking in line with the toes of that right foot. Come all the way up to warrior 1. And keep it kind of a gentle warrior 1 for the lower half of the body. So prioritize keeping the back leg straight, the outer edge of that back foot really pressing down, rooting down, and then allowing that stability from the back leg help support the length in the spine. Keep drawing the navel in, lifting the center of the chest upward, relax around the base of the neck. 1 more breath. Good. We're going to open it up to warrior 2. So you're going to widen to the left, heel toe that right foot over to the left. So now the right heel lines up with the inner arch of the back foot. Back leg continues to press straight. Bend deep into the right knee. Soft, steady gaze over that right hand. Take 2 clear, deep breaths. So as you bend into the right knee, firm the right buttock muscle in, and then pull the navel in towards the spine to stay centered. Next, inhale, lengthen over the right thigh. Bring your right forearm just delicately onto the top of that right thigh, and reach your left arm all the way up and overhead. And we'll take 2 nice deep breaths. So heel of the right foot roots down, right buttock muscle hugs in, abdominals pulls back and in towards the spine, and then that whole left side body stays long. 1 more breath. Very good. Come back up to warrior 2 as you breathe in, hold steady. Right palm up, reverse, big breath in. And exhale, windmill the hands gently all the way down. You're going to step back to plank pose. Hold as you breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Feet together, left leg up, inhale. Knee to the chest, exhale. Inhale, extend up and back. Knee to the chest, exhale. Stay with me, 2 more. Last time in center. Inhale up and back. Now left knee to the left upper arm as you exhale. Hold for 2. Keep the arm straight and keep that right leg straight and strong. Inhale, extend up and back, nice and steady. Exhale, left knee to the right upper arm. Hold there for 2 breaths. Inhale, extend up and back. Open up the hip. Now press the left leg straight, square off your hips, and step that left foot forward. So back heel's coming down, feet hips width distance. Back heel is flat, bend into the left knee, keep the left knee tracking in line with the toes, and then come all the way up to warrior 1. Whew. So of all the things you can focus on, you're first going to focus on your back leg. Press down through the outer edge of that back foot. Keep the back leg strong, and then see if you can continue to lengthen up through the front of the torso without tensing the neck. One more breath. Good, and then take your time with this transition. We're going to warrior two. So we're opening up to the right. You will have to move your left foot over to the right quite a bit so that the left heel lines up with the inner arch of the right foot. And then go ahead and bend deeply into that left knee. Firm the left buttock muscle in and push firmly down through the heel of that left foot. Pull the abdominals in. 2 more breaths. Steady gaze. Nice and gentle with yourself. Next, inhale, lengthen over the left thigh. Bring the forearm to the thigh delicately. Right arm up and overhead. Take 2 breaths. Keep the legs strong, the spinal column centered. 1 more breath. Come right back up to warrior two as you breathe in. Hold steady. Left palm up. Reverse inhale. And exhale, gently windmill the hands all the way down. You're going to lightly step back to plank pose. Inhale, pitch forward. Lower halfway as you exhale. Return to plank pose, breathe in. Go to downward dog, breathe out. Now feet together, lift high onto the ball mounds of your feet. Go ahead and lightly hop your feet forward. Inhale, arch up, flat back. Exhale, fold deeply. Come all the way up to standing. Big breath in. Palms to center, breathe out. So stay focused, keep your palms together for now. You're gonna stand in the center of your mat, so just turn to face me, stand in the center, and then take a wide stance. And as soon as you take that wide stance, you're gonna slip your heels in and your toes out. Again, palms are gonna stay together. Go ahead and bend both knees wide and drop your pelvis down. So kind of a high squat position. And you just want to make sure that the foundation of the posture is stable. So you're rooting into the heels, you're spreading your toes wide. Keep widening from the inner thighs out through the inner knees. And then firm the buttock muscles in and pull the navel back. 3 more breaths. Lengthen up through the center of the chest. Relax around the base of the neck. Maybe close your eyes, last 2 breaths. Good, blink the eyes open. Inhale, you're gonna press your legs straight. Now as you exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Turn your toes in, so they're kind of narrowing a little bit more in than your heels. So your heels will kind of slip out a little bit. And now reach back and interlace your fingers. Lift the center of the chest up, big breath in. Exhale, you're gonna fold about halfway over. So just like half of your ability. And then give a little tiny bend in your knees. Pull your abdominals in. Even here, you're trying to firm the outer hips in. It's like firming the buttock muscles in. And then just tip your hips over your thighs and fold your torso down without needing to press your legs super duper straight. Release the head and the neck. Lift your arms up and away from your back body. And just take 2 deep breaths. 1 more breath. Good, and then abdominals in with a flat back. You're gonna come all the way up to standing. Release the clasp of the hands, hands to your hips. Heel toe your feet all the way to center. And then return to the top of your mat. So once you're to the top of your mat, separate your feet hips width distance. Palms are going to come together. Widen across the center of the chest. Big breath in. Sit into chair pose as you exhale. Reach your arms up and overhead and hold. Peek down, make sure you can see the tips of your toes. Make sure you're pulling the abdominals in, which will make the low back widen. Sit the buttock bones a little lower. Do not change your legs. We're going to bring the palms together at center. Take a nice deep breath in. Now twist to your right as you exhale. So you're going to bring your left elbow to your outer right knee. Twist just enough so you feel stable and balanced still. You're not shifting the hips or shifting the knees or the legs. Anchor into the support of that right side body, that right foot, and just nice and easy, you're going to pick your left foot up and step that left foot back to a lunge twist. So stay on the ball mound of that left foot. And then spin the ribs, the chest, open to the right a little bit more and take 2 deep breaths. Make sure that you're pressing up on the front of that left thigh bone and still firming in through the outer right hip. 1 more breath. Very good. Gaze down. Hands come all the way down. Step back to plank pose. Careful of the dog. Big breath in. Downward facing dog, exhale. Now step your feet together. Lift your right leg up and back as you breathe in. Hug your knee into your chest as you exhale. Twice more. Exhale, bring that right knee into your chest and hold here. 2 more breaths. Try to keep any tension out of the neck, and just best you can, lightly now you're going to step the right foot forward between your hands. Now as soon as you step the right foot forward, you might have to use the blocks. Place them under your hands if you know that the hamstring muscles are tight, and then lengthen the center of the chest forward and press your right leg straight. So you'll have to shift the hips back just enough to make some room to straighten that right leg. Keep the big toe mound of the right foot grounding down. And rather than rounding or folding in, keep that work of lengthening through the front of the torso. Center of the chest away from the hips. Cinching in right at the waistline. 1 more breath. Very good. We're going to bend back into the right knee. And I'm going to have to move back a little bit to give myself some space. But you're bending back into the right knee, and then you're going to pick up the blocks and place the blocks forward of that right foot. So fingertips are going to stay on the blocks of the ground. Right hip, knee, toes are all facing forward. And then just want you to lift your back leg up to hip height. Flex through that lifted foot, the left foot. Really start to pull in through the abdominals. Torso is going to stay parallel to the floor. Firm in through the outer right thigh and use the strength of the right leg and the abdominals to press the right leg straight. Get lighter on the fingertips. Try not to collapse down. 2 more breaths. So you're keeping your fingertips down for this variation of Warrior 3. So you're giving yourself support so you can engage and hold true to that engagement and alignment. 1 more breath. Next exhale, you're going to lower your left foot down next to the right, feet hips width distance, flat back, breathe in, fold deeply, breathe out. Come all the way up to standing, inhale, palms to center, exhale. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Step on back to plank pose. Take a big breath in. Pitch forward. Now go ahead and lower halfway as you exhale. Come into upward facing dog. Big breath in. And downward facing dog as you exhale. Feet together, inhale. Hop forward, exhale. Flat back, breathe in. Fold deeply, breathe out, feet hips width distance. All the way up to standing as you inhale. And sit into chair pose as you exhale. Arms reach, hold steady. Make sure you can see the tips of your toes. You're pulling the abdominals in, sitting the buttock bones a little lower. When you're ready, palms together, twist to your left. And you just want to twist enough where you feel stable in the twist. You don't want to twist so much that you're cranking it and you're challenging the stability of the legs, essentially. And so when you feel stable, you're going to lightly pick that right foot up and step it back to a lunge distance. And then go ahead and twist a little bit deeper. Keep pressing up through the top of that right thigh bone. Keep firming in through the outer left hip. One more breath. Good, we're gonna gaze down. Bring the hands on down. Step back to plank pose. Take a big breath in and go to downward facing dog as you exhale. Now step the feet together. Pick your left leg up as you breathe in. Knee to the chest, exhale. Inhale, extend. Knee to the chest. Inhale. Now knee to the chest and hold for 2. And then lightly, gently step that left foot forward. So once the left foot comes forward, go ahead and pull in the blocks if you need them. Shift your hips back, straighten out that left leg. Lengthen through the spine. Front of the torso, center of the chest. Take another breath. Now bend into the left knee and you're going to bring the blocks forward of that left foot. Again, I'm going to scoot back, give myself a little more room. So blocks go forward of that left foot. Keep firming the outer left hip in and you're going to keep the left knee bent. You're just going to lightly first lift your right foot up to hip height. Flex through the right foot. Pull the abdominals in and then use the strength of that left leg to press itself straight. And again, we're keeping the fingertips down so that you can be more stable with the alignment of Warrior 3 so that you can really engage and strengthen through the hold of the posture without having to compromise any physical integrity. 2 more breaths. Next exhale, gently lower the right foot down next to the left, feet hips width distance. Big breath in, fold, exhale. Come on all the way up. Inhale, palms to center, exhale. Last time through, inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Go ahead and step back to plank. And you're gonna take your time, inhale, pitch forward, lower halfway as you exhale, be gentle, upward dog, full big breath in, and downward facing dog, exhale. Take 2 deep breaths. Very good, we're gonna lower down to the knees. Go to child's pose. And I want you to take 2 deep breaths. Very good. So we're going to lift up. And once you lift up, you're going to reach for your block. Yay! So you're going to pull in the block. You're going to place the block on the flattest level. So it's on your mat. Come down onto your forearms so that your forearms are parallel to each other and the palms press into the sides of the block. Stack the shoulders on top of your elbows. And just make sure that you're firming the palms into the block to kind of flex and strengthen the arms, but then also make sure that you're lengthening your neck without squeezing your neck or your shoulder blades. Tuck your toes. Do not change the position of the arms or the placement of the shoulders. Lift your knees and your hips up. And so you'll probably right away have to walk your feet a little bit closer to your elbows in order to keep the foundation stable and aligned. Keep the gaze straight down between your forearms. Make sure the arms stay strong. You're pressing the palms flush into the sides of the block. Bring your feet together. Lift high onto the ball mounds of the feet. Lift your right leg straight up. Keep the weight even through the forearms, even on the elbows and the shoulders. Either stay here or pull the abdominals in and give a gentle hop up on that left foot. Maybe one more gentle hop. Place the right foot down. You're on the ball mound of the right foot. Stay with me. Left leg lifts up. Either hold here, weight even through the forearms and the elbows, or pull the abdominals in. Little hop up. Maybe one more. Left foot down. Release to your knees. Clear that block. Child's pose. And just place your arms in whatever position they feel most comfortable. Take 2 deep breaths. Very good. So we're going to gently lift on up. You're going to swing your legs around and just pull in one of those blocks again so that it can just be near your mat, so it's by you. It's easy to grab. Come onto your back. And once you lie on your back, just bend your knees, ground your feet down. You're going to reach for that block, lift your hips up, and then slide the block on the flattest level or the middle height underneath the back of the pelvis. So just below that curve of the low back. And then just relax your arms, straighten your left leg down. And I want you to just close your eyes and just allow the whole left channel of the body to lengthen and open up and stretch out. Take one more breath. Good. Bend the left knee, plant the foot down, and then press your right leg straight and just flex through your right foot. And again, you're just allowing the whole right channel of the body to elongate and open and get some space. One more breath. Good, now bend to your right knee, so both feet ground. Gently lift your hips up, clear that block off to the side, lower all the way down, and then bring your knees into your chest one final time for happy baby pose. It's called Ananda Balasana. And so there's that familiar feeling of being able to widen all those muscles around the inner thighs, the inner groin area, the low back. Relax your jaw, relax your shoulders, and take another breath. Good, release your feet. Extend your legs straight down. And just take a moment to close your eyes if they're not already. Relax your body completely. And just drop into a couple deep breaths. Allowing the breath to kind of help you find yourself in space. Right? The breath kind of helps us find ourselves within the present moment. Take one more breath. Good. And just stretch your arms up and overhead. Just take a full body stretch. And then we'll bend the knees, and you're just going to take a moment to roll onto your side and just slowly sit yourself all the way up. So you just come to sit comfortably. And just do the best you can once you're seated. Close your eyes and just do the best you can to make sure that you are continuing to support the length of the spine, continuing to engage just a little bit around the midsection so that you're supporting that upward lift of the center of the chest rising up. Relax your neck, relax your shoulders. Palms together. Namaste. Great job. Thanks for joining me today. Please subscribe, leave me a comment, and I'll see you next time.